G'day covers and welcome to my 100th upload. Yeah, yay, 100. Okay, so just a few things. I thought instead of playing a game I would do a vlog, whatever. Thought we'd go through a few things about my channel. So a lot of people seem to get through that first 7 seconds or so of my recordings, and that's about all I get. And I mean, it's neither here nor there. It's something I got to work on. And I mean, that's what YouTube's about. It's about growth, and not being stuck in the one path, like going around a train track or anything like that. You're meant to be adjustable and that, but I thought before I give that a shot I'd explain a few things. So, g'day cobbers, my intro. G'day is synonymous with most Australians, but the cobbers part, it's another name for friend, mate. Instead of saying g'day mate, which most of the world know Australians are saying, I thought I would chop that up a little bit and do g'day cobbers instead, which is spelt, well, it's C-O-B-B-E-R-S, not coppers, not anything else. It's cobbers. It means friends or friend. So that's that one cleared up, hopefully. If it doesn't work, it's got to be changing. It's got to change. So it's just, I wanted to give that it's what it was worth. I wanted to stick in there. I wanted that to be a part and parcel of my channel, but obviously that's something that's going to have to change because most people can't seem to get past it. Outro, right. On that, I think when I first started, it was nothing spectacular, and then it sort of evolved into like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the flip side, which was something I always said when I was growing up in the 80s. Was when I say goodbye to my friends was, catch you all on the flip side, see you tomorrow, pretty much. So, and that wasn't working too well, so considering I'm a chubby lad, put on a few kilos in the last couple of years. It was why stroll when you could roll? I mean, I'm be glad I roll better than I walk, so I thought that would, so it was, keep on rolling sort of thing. And later on down the track I could, everybody seems to be supplementing their income through YouTube with clothing range and that, so I could always do a, hoodies and that with why stroll when you can roll and keep on rolling and all that sort of stuff. So it was something to think about, something to head towards, because I really had nothing else. It was, and I still like that, but anywho, I digest. By the way, my coffee cup, I don't know, there you go, see, coffee first, and then your boring crap. Yep, there we go. So that's mine. It's a 900ml coffee cup, which is about a pint and a half in US currency. So that's nearly 4 cups of coffee in one. So yeah, so it's definitely first cup of coffee in the morning. Alrighty, so Right, so a couple of episodes ago, my camera stopped working, and yeah, I thought I'd trace the correct cord back to the computer and it was all plugged in, and it turns out that was the wrong line. So when I was setting up ready for doing this recording, I wanted to go see if I could find another cable for it, and it turns out that the cable that I had for this one was not plugged into my computer. So when something of your gear sort of messes up, make sure you check everything before you go off and buy something new, because it might just be something silly like a loose wire. Yeah, so that's another little tip that I learned over the last 100 episodes. Another one is when you get new gear, like new headset, new microphone, do a test recording first. The test recording is, it lets you know what your new gear is capable of. It's also sometimes when you plug something new in, it reverts back to default. There is, I think it's under sound settings, under recordings, microphone, listen, there's a microphone boost, and you can turn it up. So I actually had mine turned up to 20 decibels for some reason, and it proceeded to hiss really loudly. I did a recording, not doing a test, and it turns out that I wasted an hour and a half of recordings because you couldn't hear my voice. Everybody else's voice on the recording was really, really loud, and all you could hear on mine was just this massive feedback static hiss constantly. So if you do buy a new headset or a new microphone, make sure you do a test recording first, just to see what it sounds like before you spend hours doing recordings that you can't use. Okay, so I got a list of things here that I wanted to go through on my 100th episode, just to help people out, to show what I've learnt over the last 100 videos, or the last 99. So the next thing I wanted to go over was feedback. It's really, really hard to adjust what content you're putting out without the feedback. And I mean, sure, that's what analytics are for, but if you don't know what you're seeing, then it's really hard to interpret those numbers. For me, I think I used to start off with G'day Cobbers, Uncle Dave here from Fantastic Gaming, and I think people were switching off before I even got to Fantastic Gaming. And by the way, that's not supposed to be anything like Fantastic. It's actually on Star Wars. The first character that you create is usually the name that everybody calls you by when you get on TeamSpeak, or when you get on what's that other, Discord. It's just what people know you by, because you're playing an MMO. And one of the first characters that I created was Fantastic. And it was Pan because I didn't want to grow up. I still don't want to grow up. It's it's Peter Pan syndrome. I would rather. It's what the T-shirt says. I'd rather be gaming. I hate work. I do it, but I hate it. I would rather be gaming any day of the week than bloody out there slaving my guts out to make some other dude rich. It's just human nature. I mean, that's what you want to do is think of yourself and your own before you think of other people. But it's just sometimes it's not feasible. But getting back to the feedback, it's really hard. You have your mind set on one thing that you thought you've thought out for really well, and I thought Fantastic Gaming was a good name for the channel because of the fact that it has the roots in Star Wars, the Old Republic, and that's where my recording started, was helping people out with like tutorials on how to do endgame, on how to do achievements in game, that sort of thing. But you do those sort of things, and you have a look at your analytics, and it shows that people are switching off after 7 seconds or 12 seconds, and you get into and you have a look at your intro, and they're not even getting past your introduction sort of thing. So it's like, well, what do you do? How can you change your intro to keep people interested long enough to actually see what you're doing? You don't have that. I'm doing well. There's no positive feedback. I mean, I would rather people hit the dislike button and then leave a comment below why they dislike it, so that way I've got an idea of, right, this is not working, rather than looking at the analytics and seeing the 7 seconds and knowing this is not working, but hanging on anyway because it's what you want to do. It's if I because I'm new, if I stick with my intro long enough, finally I will start hitting people that don't mind it. It's you just don't know whether it's right or wrong. So yeah, it's hard to pick a direction where you want your channel to go. And I mean, bottom line, all I want to do is play games, not go to work. There's not much to ask. I'm not like the biggest YouTubers out there didn't get instant success overnight. I mean, there's some that did, but I'm not a person to disrespect other YouTubers or step on them to make fame for myself. That's not my way. I mean, if people out there can live with themselves through disrespecting others, then be that way. I don't give a rat's ass. So with where am I going? Yeah, the direction I want my channel to go. The direction any YouTuber wants their their channel to go how versatile they are. You know, like you've got to be ready to change at a moment's notice. I suppose that's why YouTube have the analytics available to the YouTuber, you know, within, I think it was 48 hours. It's all updated, so you get a rough idea on of what your channel's doing. So I'm not saying that, you know, it should be changing every 2 days, because you're not giving your, you know, your new style a chance. But you know, if you're there for too long and it's not working, and people click onto your channel and they come back, you know, a couple of times, and you haven't changed, are they going to come back again when you finally do change? You know, it's really hard to pick that direction when you're first starting out, unless you've got something, some angle that's people seem to gel with straight away. You know, like I think I was watching both Markiplier and Jacksepticeye before they had 500,000 subscribers, and I've been watching them over the years, just becoming more and more successful. And I mean, I still love watching both of them to death. You know, the way that Jack is constantly narrating, talking. His mind is just so agile. And Markiplier, I mean, who can't just love his voice? I mean, the guy talks and it's just gold. It just, you know, it just oozes style. His voice is absolutely spectacular. If I had a voice like him, I swear I would have been in radio years ago. But you know, we've all got to make the best of what we can with what we got, and just that, keeping that, like Jack says, you know, the positive mental attitude, you know, going forward, and not giving up, and just really trying to take your channel to the next level. But not so much that, as enjoy. I mean, even though my channel is not, you know, I've been at this for, I think I started the channel back in 2012, but I only put one video up then, and it's only been in the last year, since last June, July or something, I started really putting in a lot of effort into the channel. And then I had 6 months worth of work where everything sort of went to the wayside. And then when that 6 months work, I had a fair bit of money saved up, and I was just pumping all my spare time into recording games. You know, and then I started running out of money, and it's like, well, couldn't really afford to keep 2 cars anyway, so I sold one, and that kept me going until my tax check or tax return came through. And you know, there was another 3 or 4 months I could stay at home before I had to go out and look for a job. And you know, and that sort of brings me to where I am now, where I'm at that point where all my money's run out. You know, my bank account is in the red. I've overdrawn on my credit card. My personal loan hasn't been paid. I don't have any insurance on my car. I barely put enough money in to keep petrol in it. You know, it's driving around on and I mean in Australia we have compulsory third party with our registration, so it's not like I'm driving it uninsured. It's just I don't have full comprehensive insurance, and it's an expensive car. It's stupid to be driving a car that expensive without full comprehensive insurance, especially, you know, the compulsory insurance on your registration only covers third party property. It doesn't cover, you know, if I injure someone, it's not covered. I have to pay for that out of my own pocket. So, you know, I'm at a point where, like I said, there's no money left in the bank. There's you know, I'm coming up to, it's what, you know, less than 2 weeks until Christmas. 12 days till Christmas. I have no job, I have no money, my car has no insurance. You know, I got another 30 days grace on my credit card. If I don't start making payments on that, you know, I lose it. And then there's probably going to be court cases to try and get money out of me, and if I'm not working, that's neither here nor there, really. I suppose that's hopefully I'll be working within. I mean, I'm not, you know, it's that positive mental attitude. I'm going to stay positive that I will be working. I'm not sure if I can say positive that YouTube's going to be able to have money coming in before Christmas, because it just doesn't work that way. Even if I somehow got, you know, the 1,000 subscribers and hit 40,000 hours of views in 40,000 or 4,000? 4,000 hours. Yeah, in views in the next couple, I'm still not going to receive any money for it until next month. So, you know, even though I want YouTube to be successful, even if it was, it's still not going to help between now and Christmas. And there's no real point in creating a Patreon channel, because once again, it's, you know, you got to have probably, you know, 10,000 subscribers for that to work anyway. You know, because if I've only got 30 to 40 subscribers, there's no way a Patreon channel can, you know, support me through this time anyway. So, but like I said, that's neither here nor there. This is more about trying to help people create their YouTube channel and what I've learned over the last year. So for me, it's keeping that positive mental energy, and thanks, Jack. Seeing that positive mental attitude, and they're referring to it all the time, is something that's always going to be foremost in my head. Is trying to stay positive that this is going to work, this is going to be successful. Not giving it up. You know, like I'll go on to other new YouTubers and leave messages on their channel to say that, you know, like, you know, stay positive. You know, it might not work out now, but don't give up. Don't, yeah. stay positive, and don't give up. That's all important, and be versatile. If something doesn't work now, it doesn't mean abandon it straight away, but don't hold on to it. Don't get too set in your ways that you're not going to change, because that sort of stagnation is not going to help you in the long run, even though it's going to make you more comfortable. It's not going to help. So the future of my channel, where am I going to go? Well, I still want to play games. That's the whole thing about being a child. It's that inner child of me wants to still play games all day. And like I said, if I can make a living playing games, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. There's nothing going to stop me. But that takes a lot of hard work. I absolutely love the editing side of creating YouTube videos. It doesn't bother me to do a half an hour recording and then sit there for an hour to edit it down to even losing 5 minutes out of it. That doesn't bother me. That is really enjoyable. And after the first week of listening to your own voice, that doubt about how you sound disappears anyway, and you end up just sounding normal. So yeah, like I said, future for the channel is I'm not 100% sure. I'm still going to be playing games, but I really need to get a job, because there's just no way around it. Money makes the world go around, and if you don't have it, you're in a world of hurt. So, and I've got family that depends on me earning an income. So I have to get a job, and I have to adapt to YouTube and what my analytics are showing. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. Like I said earlier, without that positive or even negative feedback, you just don't know. You're floundering. And you always have to change to adapt. I'm not saying you have to do it after every 48 hours, but you've got to try something for a month to 2 months. If that's not working, adjust again, and keep adjusting until you find something that works for you. So I don't know, I might have to find other YouTubers that are at the same stage of their development as I am, whether they've got the 100 videos out and the less than 50 subscribers, and just bring them onto Discord and have a chat and find out where they're going, what they're doing, how they've changed since they started, and perhaps what they've learned, to see if that's going to help me out. Yeah, so anyway, I've dribbled enough shit for the last half an hour. Thanks for watching. So if you've liked this video and it's been informative, which I hope to some degree it has, it's just, like I said, it's help organize my thoughts, and hopefully it's given you some insight to why my channel is how it is. Maybe it's given you some insight into your own channels, and maybe what you should be doing to make your channel better. Definitely know what I've got to be doing to make my channel better, but at the moment I'm really enjoying just playing games that I wanted to play and recording them and uploading them. I'm not fussed at the moment that I'm not getting the views, but doesn't mean that I don't want any. So anywho, definitely thanks. Please, if you like the video, hit like, hit that share button. If you know friends that are trying to start up YouTube channels, hit that share button. Let them know about it. Maybe there's something that I've said that might spark off something for them and it'll make them successful. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, everyone is new to this channel. If you want to watch me grow and develop as a YouTuber, please hit that subscribe button. And remember, keep on rolling. Thanks.